Good morning, people. I'm not feeling my best today. In fact, it's fair to say I'm feeling pretty shit. Today is, however, when my Fitbit decides to wake up. It's the 5th of September and it is Tuesday, the 5th of September 2017. My name's Jan Silva and I've been video logging my journey to and beyond a gastric bypass, which I had on the 15th of March. I've kind of lost track of how many weeks that is. But the 15th of March, and we're coming up for the 15th of September. So April, May, June, July, August, September. So I'm coming up for my 6-month mark in my gastric bypass journey, Roux en Y. And yeah, everything in that respect has gone really, really well. I'm 5 stone, 2.5 pounds down. Since my highest recorded weight. I'll do my stats and stuff at some point this week. I want to apologise for those of you who do watch me on a daily basis that I didn't do a video yesterday, and that's purely because I'm not feeling very well, and I've come on today to try and not explain why, just to talk a little bit about what's making me feel so poorly. I have got a condition called endometriosis, which I've had for many, many years, most of my adult life, to be honest. And it is a chronic pain issue when you have your period. So I apologise to any men out there that might be watching my videos. This might be slightly an overshare for you guys, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway because it's where I am at this point. And I just figured that I would. I think most people, women, have heard of the word endometriosis, and it is, I think, more common than we realise in women. So for those of you that don't know what it is, when you're having a period, your lining of the inside of your womb is shedding a lining. So it's getting rid of some cells and it's coming out in a form of blood. When you've got endometriosis, mine, for instance, I can't talk for everybody's because I think it turns up in different parts of your abdomen. My endometriosis has grown on the outside of my womb and it's kind of down the side where my bowel is, and I want to say that it's attached to my bowel. Many, many years ago, I had an investigative operation because during my period, not only did I have extremely heavy periods and the pain was excruciating where I couldn't move for a couple of days, and the strongest pain meds weren't working and they gave me all sorts of stuff to try. At that point, years ago, to try and open my bowels and have a poo, this is where it's going to become a real overshare, and I apologise. You can switch off now if you don't want to hear it. It felt like, to me, somebody was stabbing my back passage with a hot poker, and that was the worst pain than my abdomen. That was worse than the actual period cramps and everything else. And it's only lately, I guess, I've realised that all of that was connected and is connected. I have mentioned before that, before my surgery, I've spent most of my adult life as well constipated. And I now realise that it's actually all part and parcel of endometriosis. So when they went in and they had a look, because they can actually do some laser treatment on some endometriosis to get rid of those cells. It's obviously like a little disease somewhere, and they can see it when they go in. But mine was so close to my bowel, they couldn't touch it. So it's kind of, sorry, Jan, but there you go. You've got to go off and there's not an awful lot we can do for you, which is fucking great. So... but the difference since surgery for me has been, as I've documented this loads, initially straight after surgery, I did suffer with constipation, but that was nothing new for me. I'd had it for years, I'm very, very used to being able to take some tablets, being able to do something. Well, the dietitian, as I've told you before, sorry about the wobble. You'll have to excuse me because I'm not feeling good. But the dietitian advised me to put some linseed into my diet, which I have done. And I have that in my diet every single day now as porridge, which has made me more regular than I've ever been. But the downside of that seems to be, now that I've got my period, the endometriosis that's obviously by my bowel has gone the opposite way. So where I used to get constipated, and the constipation, I don't just mean I couldn't have a poo for a day or two. I am seriously saying months. Not that I never went for a poo. I would probably not go to the toilet for 7 days, and then on that seventh day, perhaps I would have a few poos. So, my body was constantly in this backlog. Well, now that I don't have that, I've got a different issue, because now it's chronic pain, the same sort of pain up my back passage with it, but it's diarrhea alongside it. So, I mean, it's new to me, and I shouldn't grumble, but it's just as painful, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, I mean, I managed to get up yesterday. I think the pain didn't really kick in until yesterday evening for me, and I kind of put up with it. And, my periods are slightly messed up anyway since surgery, and I think a lot of people will say the same thing, that it just kind of messes with your hormones and messes with your head. So, yeah, I've been slightly hungrier because I've been due my period. I had a bleed on Thursday. It went on Friday. I had the weekend off, and then it's come back majorly. So I'm pretty sure that it's all really, really normal. And, I did say to my husband this morning, I've had so many different bits and pieces to do with my stomach, and the doctors said that I was perimenopausal in China a few years ago because I had the hot sweats, I had night sweats. They put me on HRT, and when I came back to the UK, they actually put me on this injection called Prostrap, which was basically like inducing a menopause. But the HRT really frazzled my brain, I have to be honest. I mean, you get a bit of a brain fog, not a frog. You get a brain fog when you're hormonal. And I tried to explain to my husband yesterday, I could walk into a room, and I went in there. I think I went to set the table in the orangery without knives and forks, and you're just like, what am I doing? You sort of do silly things that you wouldn't normally do on a day-to-day basis. So, but anyway, the HRT messed with my brain even more than that. And I think the only way I can describe HRT for me was, I struggle with a filter at times. If I see an injustice or something, I feel that I have to say something. I wish I didn't at times. I've said that to you before, but with the HRT, there was absolutely no filter. I was so blatantly honest with people, but it was brutal, and I'd sort of walk away going, shit, why did I say that? Did I mean it? Possibly, but a lot of things you can tolerate, and you say it in your head, and you don't have to say it out loud. So I don't really want to go back on anything like that, like HRT, or start to mess about with my hormones, because I think they're messed about enough as it is. So, but my thinking is, I'm nearly 6 months post surgery, is to give it another 6 months, and then I will possibly go back to my consultant, my gynecologist, and ask him what he thinks the next step is, which, if he says let's take it all away, I'm possibly going to go, yeah, And I don't know, it's not as bad as it used to be. I'm going to have a morning now feeling sorry for myself, waiting for pain meds to kick in. I really want to exercise, but there's no point for many reasons. I'm bleeding extremely heavily, and I've got really, really bad diarrhea. So I'm feeling really sorry for myself today, and that's not like me, and I know that. And you kind of argue with yourself, don't you? Get up, go to the gym. You're physically able to. You're just mentally drained, and you're like, God, why do I give myself such a hard bloody time? I know I'm not a lazy person. For anybody that knows me in real life, to even be here on my sofa at 8:15 in the morning, still in my pajamas, is unheard of. So sometimes I need to be a bit kind to myself. It's advice that I give to everybody else, and I find it really difficult to take that advice on board myself. So today I'm trying really hard, and I'm going to sit here and wallow in a little bit of self-pity. And I've got my wheat bag that goes in the microwave, which I'm just put it over my tummy, and that makes me feel a little bit better. It's a bit like my tummy's having a nice warm hug. And yeah, the medication needs to kick in, and then I can get up, get dressed, and I'm going to have a coffee with a friend of mine that we've just missed each other for blinking weeks now. Life's so busy, so I'm looking forward to catching up with her. And yeah, sorry I haven't been very active. Like I said, you know, I'm struggling at the moment. I'm struggling with pain, and it's not like me to give in to anything, but today I just need one of those days. I can hear you. My little cat's meowing from somewhere. She's probably going to bring me one of her little favourite toys. Anyway, guys, sorry it's a bit of a whingy moany one today. I apologise. I'll get back on my positive pansy posts tomorrow, I guess. I hope you're all really well and that life is being kind to you. I hope Tuesday is really kind and good for everybody else. Like I said, it's a bit grey and miserable here. I don't mind the winter, you know. I never used to like being hot, so winter was always my favourite time of the year. Don't tell my WLS pals that, though. They think I hate Christmas. I don't hate Christmas. I'll love it even more because of Willow this year. I pretend to be a bit of a bar humbug, but I'm not really. So, yeah, Dawn, I want to say well done on getting underneath your £200 yesterday. That's amazing. I know what that feels like for many other reasons. So, yeah, well done you. And, you know, you've worked really bloody hard. You deserve that. You really, really do. Claire, I hope your packing and everything's going really well. I think you're heading off to France again soon. And to the rest of you, I'm sending out my love, and I'll be straight back onto... Yay, positive gender tomorrow, I hope. Take care. Thanks for subscribing. And if you haven't, see, brain fog. If you haven't already, please click like and subscribe. I'm also on Instagram. Go on over there and follow me on Looking on the Lighter Side of Life. Take care, guys. I'm going to go now before I fluff more of my words. Hi, Pussycat. I know. Can you? Oh, she says, can I be in your video? Come on then. Come on then. Hi. Bless her. Right, guys. Bye.